What's up, guys? Martha Great is here, and today's video I'm going to be talking about is motivation and discipline interdependent from each other. Now, if you're new to my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share this video with anyone that you guys may know, and let's get right into it, y'all. So today, I was discussing something very interesting with one of my family members, and I was asking them, is motivation and discipline interdependent from each other? So, what does that mean? Interdependent means that one thing needs another thing, right? So, in order to be successful in life, does it require for a person to have discipline and motivation, or can you have one without the other? And I think it depends, right? I think it really depends on the situation. Like, if you're, let's say, if you're training to be one of the best boxers in the world, I think to a certain extent a person needs both discipline and motivation. Now, sometimes we won't always have the motivation, but the discipline can go without the motivation at times. And then sometimes in order to like do something or in order to be the best, sometimes you do need to be motivated. So it's like the motivation drops off, but the motivation drops off sometimes, but and it comes back. But the discipline of doing something needs to stay. Or if you don't have the discipline to do something, then I don't think a person would be successful without the discipline. But sometimes they can be interdependent, but I believe that uh, discipline alone can get you like very far in your life. I don't know if you guys know my forex journey, but there are days where I just did not feel like getting up in the morning, but I had the discipline to study. I had the discipline to look at the charts every day. I had the discipline to back test my results, and I use algorithmic methods. So like I use algorithmic trading. So I'm always back testing and I'm seeing what works, what doesn't work. You know, I'm just testing the waters and I'm just seeing how, the system would work in real time, and that's basically what back testing is where you test out, a certain strategy or certain method or over a period of time, and you just get results from that back test. And it doesn't mean that it'll be the exact same in real life, but at least you'll have, with the back test, you'll have an idea. But I'm just here to tell you guys that, in order to be successful in life, you need discipline, right? You need the discipline to show up every day. You need the discipline to study. You need the discipline to just keep going, because without the discipline, you know, I don't think I think it'll be very hard for a person to be successful in life. And currently, you guys might say, Mark, you're not where you want to be. I don't want to listen to you. Well, I'm in the process of becoming successful. I could say that much. Like, I may not be where I want to be, but I'm in the process. Today, in fact, I had one person DM me on Instagram and he asked me, "Do you think you are the best version of yourself?" Because he had a question for me, and then he was asking me about my, like, what I do on YouTube, on Instagram, about motivating people and helping people to become the best version of themselves. And he was asking, "Do you think you are the best version of yourself?" That was a very, very valid and good question. And I answered, "I'm not where I want to be right now, or I'm not the best version of myself right now, but I'm in the process of becoming my best version of myself." Let me say that again. I may not be where I want to be right now, but I'm in the process of becoming my best version. So, you guys, I want you guys to be in the process of becoming your best version. And even after you become your best version, you got to keep going. Like life is a never ending journey. And, you know, you have to, I think it would help a person to gradually improve. Just because you made it yesterday, what you did yesterday doesn't count today all the time. You know what I mean? Like the results you made yesterday has nothing to do with today all the time. Now, sometimes yes, but a lot of times no. Hello, I see someone had came in. Someone's coming in and out of the chat, but I think, at times they can work together, but they can also be very separate. Sometimes you do need the motivation to do something, but other times you don't. Sometimes it's strictly discipline, you know, and sometimes you won't always feel like doing the best thing that's needed to do in order to get to a certain goal. Sometimes you do have to do those hard days, those those days where you don't want to study, or those days where you don't want to get up early, but you have to because you know it's necessary to be successful. You know, and with me, like like with school right now, I'm in college, you guys, and right now I can tell you, I hate every bit of school, but you know what? I have the discipline to get up every day and study. I have the discipline to, every day to read the chapters and to complete my homework assignments, like doing what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it takes to be successful in school. Like my last semester, I got like a 3.5. I don't know if you guys knew that. Well, I didn't tell you guys that, but last semester, I completed my first semester, by the way, and I got a 3.5 GPA. I got an A and I got a B. So I'm doing really, really well. It was my first semester at UMGC. I was out of school for a while, and I was out of school for about a year. I wanted to really find out where I stood in society, even though, you know, I was kind of, I would kind of say that I was like, I wasn't forced to go to college, but I chose to go to college because I didn't know my options. And then, one day I was in college and I just said, where do I fit in this world? Like, is this really for me? You know what I mean? Like, I started to question to myself, is college really for me? And like I just did not have the motivation, and even sometimes I didn't have the discipline, and there would be times where like I mean, I wouldn't really be motivated to do anything at school, and I'm like, is this really right for me? So sometimes, I felt like I needed to step back. So that's kind of what I did. I'm like, what do I want to do when I grow up? Like I was really confused on my career path, and I had no clarity on what I wanted to do. So I had to step away from college for about a year, and I say, what do I want to do? And that's how I pursued trading. You guys, if you guys don't know, I got like 3 certificates from trading, and that told me right there, I'm like, yo, I should pursue trading because I'm getting pretty good at this. I'm getting the hang of it. And, you know, then I'm like, you know what? Even though I'm not making money yet, I'm gonna still go back to school, get my degree to land a good career, so then I could, do trading. And sometimes that's what it takes to be successful, is to take a step back, take a few steps back to go 10 steps forward. Let me say that again. Sometimes it requires a person to take a few steps back to go 10 steps forward. So, like life isn't perfect. You're not always going to know what you want to do or how to go about things. And like at the time, I was just confused. I had no clarity. I had no motivation. I had hardly some, a lot of times, hardly any discipline. So I just had to go back. and clarify, okay, what do I want to do? And I figured out, hey man, I've been wanting to do trading for about a few years now. Let me see how it works out in a year, right? And a year later, it worked out. Now it didn't work out how I wanted it, but I saw something, and I'm like, yeah, I have something in trading. I'm gonna keep pursuing trading. If I was able to get 3 certificates within a year, I'm able to do trading, and that's hard work. Like that's 3 certificates in a year. That's not an easy feat, especially for trading. Trading is, if you guys don't know that, forex trading, that's very hard to do. Like that's a hard skill. So for me to do that, I was like, wow, I did it. You know, and but I just think on to getting back to the point of, is motivation and what you call it, is motivation and discipline interdependent from each other. I'd say sometimes, and I say sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. And yeah, man, like I just think that they can work together, but they don't always work together. And I think my family member that I was talking to, they said the same thing. They said they can work together, but they don't always work together. And to be successful, I think motivation, it's a factor, but it's not the biggest factor. I think the biggest factor is discipline. Doing something if you don't feel like doing it. I think that's what's going to get you very far. Like, and especially with something like trading, it required a lot of discipline. Like for me to be successful, have some sort of success in trading, I'm still not quite there. I'm on the way. I know I'm kind of on to something, so I'm like, I'm gonna keep doing this because I'm on to something. You get up, uh, study, do what you have, back test, whatever you got to do in trading. Like that's required to be successful. You know, I think just discipline altogether is what's going to get you over that hump, stick to something. And that's why they're not where they want to be. Like a lot of times I was kind of stuck to like the uh, shiny object syndrome. I see one person came in, I was kind of stuck to the shiny object syndrome, and I was just chasing one thing after the other. I had no focus, I had no direction, and that's how you get off track. Like when you don't have any direction, when you're like directionless, you're just going here to here to here, and then you're like, what am I doing? Like sometimes you might go back and you do all these things like a robot, and then like you be like, the heck did I just do? They're like, what did I just do? Like, but I'm just here to tell y'all that try out one thing. Just pick one thing. Pick one, like pick just one thing you want to focus on, like, and just go all out on it. That's what I had to do with Forex. Like this past few years, I've been just on Forex. Like, you know what? I'm gonna get the hang of this. I studied this. I invested so much of my time into this. I'm gonna have this thing figured out. And that's what it takes to be successful in Forex, is having that the grit and the determination to stick to something, even when you don't feel like doing it at times. Like just the determination and the grit and the patience and the discipline that it requires. That's what it takes to be. I think in any endeavor in life, like you got to stick to it and you got to work with it. That's how you be successful. And I think when you have that level of focus, and I think when I left school, I think that was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. When I left school, I had an insane amount of focus. And I was like, when I really honed in on trading and I was like learning everything, I was just learning trading, day and night, like I had an insane amount of focus. And that's how I got those rewards. I got those certificates and I got a payment. I got a $500 payment. So I mean, it's not a lot to people, but hey, man, that's a start. At least I'm among the stars. I try to hit the moon, and I didn't quite hit the moon just yet, but I'm among the stars. Like I work so hard that VQ Banks of Trading, is looking at my LinkedIn page, and he's done it more than once. So I'm like, wow, like this is insane. VQ Banks, one of the greatest traders in the world, and he's a licensed trader too. One of the best traders in the world is looking at my LinkedIn page. That tells you, like, hey, you're working hard. If the best is looking at you, you working, you killing it, you know. And honestly, though, I'm gonna keep going, and I encourage you guys, like, whatever thing you got going on, keep going, man. Like, don't dwell on a situation, man. Like, if you think you got it, go for it. Like, what do you have to lose? A lot of you guys have nothing to lose at all. I know it. Like, a lot of y'all are probably in my same position or a better situation than me. A lot of you guys may be college students or even just grown people, or wherever you come from in the world. Like, a lot of you guys might be onto something and you just may not know it. But I'm just here to tell you guys, you got to try it out, man. You got to really try it out and see, okay, what are you made of? You know, what am I capable of? And once you see that, you're like, wow, I did it. That's how I felt when I got those rewards. It felt like I just won it. I feel like, you know what it felt like? It felt like I entered the NBA. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and this. I don't know if you guys know the statistics of trading, but 95% of traders lose in the market. So for me to even have profit and pass the challenge, I'm already among like the 5-10% of traders. Like, I'm like, wow, that is insane. To be the 5 to 10%, bro, the 5 to 10%, that's pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, the amount of work I put in, the hours I study, man. I mean, I put in a lot of hours. I mean, like, night after night after night, staying up late at night, studying, back testing, trying out different algorithmic systems. Like, I was just going hard, bro. I was going hard, bro. And like, it was some lonely nights, man. Like, it was a struggle, but I did it, man. Like, I really did it. Like, I worked hard. I watched videos and I back tested and was testing out how things would go. Like, I was really studying. Like, I was really struggling trying to figure this thing out, and then I finally did. I finally found out a way to do it. And I'm like, wow, I actually did it. Now, I still need some more training. I'm not going to get in over my head. I acknowledge that I still need more training, but like, and see, you guys want to get to that point where, um, you get somewhere and then you acknowledge, like, even though you did something, you still could learn more. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, even though I did something, I don't let my success get, like, to my head. Like, now I'm excited that I did it, but I don't let it get to my head. I don't think I'm like the best ever, but I do feel more confident. Like, hey, oh, okay, I can do this thing. You know what I mean? And like, that's what it takes to be successful, is pulling out all nighters, man. A lot of people have a bad attitude, not a bad attitude, but it's they frown upon all nighters. Like, when you stay up all night doing stuff, they're like, oh, you should go to bed. Now, your rest is important, But at the same time, if you're trying to get somewhere, sometimes you need an all-nighter. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need to, like, when you got that idea in your head and it pops up, you need to like be act like you need to act on that, man. Not all the time, you need to, but a lot of times when you like a lot of my ideas, y'all, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of my ideas came up came up late at night. And I mean late at night when everyone was asleep. And I'm like, man, I have an idea. Let me try it out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going hard. Now, people might go about that different ways, and it depends on your age. Now, if you're like 20 something like me, then you can probably take risks. But if you're like older, then you might not. You might have to be a little more careful with that. But you can still do it. Like age, I don't think age is a determining factor on how successful you'll be. There are older people that are successful. There's younger people that are successful. There's people my age that are doing better than me. I acknowledge that. But if you work hard, not only work hard, but if you work smart and you get the right information, then I think you have a chance of being successful. If you start reading books, if you start reading like the history of money, the if you start reading like Rich Dad Poor Dad, if you start reading something about, if you learn Albert Einstein's whatchamacallit, he had, it's called the compounding effect, the eight wonders of compounding. I forgot what it was, but something by um Albert Einstein. He said compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world, something like that. Compound interest. Let me say that again. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. So that applies to money as well, you guys. You can not only make money, but you can make your money work for you. You can make your money work for more money. If you guys like get it. Like, let's say for an example, you put money in a stock, in the stock market, or you put money in a stock. You buy, let's say you buy a share of Amazon, or you buy a share of a Coca-Cola stock. That stock over the years is going to go up. You know what I mean? So I'm just here to tell y'all that, take some time out and invest in yourself, you know, and then not only invest in yourself, but have the discipline to, learn things, have the discipline to stick to things. And, I think when you have discipline, then motivation kind of comes along. Sometimes it drops off, but it comes along. But as long as you have that discipline, like, nothing's gonna stop you. If you have the discipline to go to the gym, if you have the discipline to study, if you have the discipline to go to school, I mean, nothing. I don't think hardly anything beats discipline and working hard, working smart, working hard, and just having the discipline to stick to it. That if you just have that grit, nothing is gonna stop you. It's hard to beat a person that never gives up. Let me say that again. It's hard to beat a person that never gives up. So I want you guys to be that person that never ever gives up. Like a lot of people nowadays, they give up on their dreams, or they they give up on themselves, and they might be near something, or they might be very close to something, but they give up on it. And I'm here to tell you guys, don't give up on it. If you're like really close to something, don't give up on it. Now, if something isn't working, you might need to adjust, after a certain period of time. But if you're onto something and you got it and you're seeing some sort of success, keep going, man. And I'm telling this to myself too. Keep going. Like, nobody or nothing should stop you. Keep going. Have the grit, have the stick to itness, and you'll be good to go, man. I mean, you stick to something for long enough, you'll see success, man. If you got to learn, or if you got to get a mentorship, or if you got to watch a few videos, do that, man. I mean, the internet is much easier to access than it was back in the day, back in 1990s. Now we have the information age where You could search up something in seconds. There's even the chat bot, you guys. If you guys haven't heard of the chat bot, there's the chat bot, artificial intelligence, and you could literally ask that chat bot just about anything, you know? And it's crazy now how technology has advanced so much. I see someone came in, one person came in. I keep seeing that one person hops in and hops out. But anywho, but like there's a lot with the artificial intelligence, and take advantage of it, y'all. Like if you really want to learn something, you can do it. And I see McKean says hello. Hello, McKean. How are you doing? Basically, I was really talking about is motivation and what you call it, is motivation and discipline interdependent from each other. He says, I'm doing fine. That's great. That's great. Thank you for coming on to the live today. Thank you so much. And hopefully maybe more people could come, but if not, then that's okay too. He said, I am from Turkey. Wow, Turkey. I've never I've never been to Turkey. I've All my life I've always been in the United States. I'm from Maryland, so I'm like in like the East Coast of the United States. So that's where I'm from. And it's nothing really going on here. I mean, there's stuff going on. There's like the National Harbor. If I don't know if you have heard of the National Harbor, but it says I have A2 English. I don't know what that means. It says I have A2 English. I don't know what that means. Do you speak a second language? I don't know what that means. A2 English. I have A2. I'm not really sure. I'm thinking you might speak a second language. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I think I I'm not really feeling the U.S. I really do want to go to other countries. Like go to I definitely want to go to Dubai. Like that, I've seen it on all over the internet, especially like the pools and all that. And I think I would enjoy Dubai. But the only thing about Dubai, I have one thing about Dubai is that it's really hot in the summertime. So it's gonna be like 110 degrees in like July, like 115 degrees in July. I'm like, well, yo, that is hot. I mean, how is it? I wonder how it is in Turkey. I mean, how is Turkey, McKean? It says my English level A2. Hmm. I'm not sure. Oh, are you decent at it at English? Are you? It says my English level A2. You might be. I mean, it looks like you write good. I mean, you look like you do okay with writing your English, but I'm not. You know, it looks like you're doing good, but you know, English. But I can say that from a native speaker, I can say that English is probably one of the hardest languages to learn. Even I don't even think I've really mastered English. You know, but I think it's just one of the hardest things. You know, I don't know what that means. I might have to ask my sister because she's a language major. She's a Spanish major, and she goes to Oregon State University, and she's a Spanish major, and she could probably tell you a little more than I can, but you know, I might look that up right now. My English level is A2. I'm gonna look it up right now. My English is not good. Okay, so you still need more work. Mm, I don't know. Like I'm not really. I don't know really. I think that's. Hmm, I don't really know how to improve English. maybe the dictionary. I don't know. That's my sister. She uses a Spanish dictionary, so you might want to consider maybe a dictionary or writing out sentences. I don't know. But I mean, over time, I think you'll get it down. You know, like I think you'll get it down. I think you're doing good. I mean, I see a little bit of grammar, but I mean, I think you're doing okay. You know what I mean? For someone that's learning a second language, I think that's pretty good for sure. Like, and one thing about bilingual people is like I have nothing but respect for them because they take the time out to learn another language and also another culture. And I can say that's very respectable. And I think over time, when you learn a language, like, I think you'll go far, man. Like, I really do. I think you'll really go far. What do you think, Turkey? Do you mean like it says, what do you think of? Do you mean to ask like what do I think about Turkey? I'm not really sure. I mean, if that's what you're asking, I'm not really sure like what Turkey is like. I've never really been. Or I've heard of it, but I don't know too much about it. Like, I don't know. I think my dad's been there, but I don't really know about Turkey. Like, I've just heard about it, but I've never looked it up or anything. I might look it up now. Turkey. Turkey is a country in the Middle East. Yeah, I'm not really too sure about Turkey though. Turkey country. Donor. I don't know what that means. Donor. Oh, dinner, K-pop, Instable. Ooh, K-pop literally means rotating roast. Hmm. That turkey about. Hmm. I'm not really sure. That's interesting though. It says here, Turkish name donor K-pop literally means rotating roast. So maybe like rotating chicken or something like that. But I mean, I do like chicken. I do like chicken though. I don't know. I don't know if that's what they mean by roast, but yeah, like yeah. So he's saying that it's chicken. So yeah, like I think I would like chicken. Like, I'm not really sure how their food tastes, but I'm a meat eater, so I do like chicken. I like steak. I like what else do I like? I like what else do I like? I like turkey, steak, chicken, uh pretty much all the meat I like. I like lamb. I've had lamb. It's okay, but I like steak better. But I think definitely if it's like a meat sandwich or a burger or roasted chicken, I would love it, man. I mean, I tear chicken up on that dinner plate all day. I would really tear it up, man. Like every night I have a piece of meat and it's good. I really, but I definitely would have to check out turkey though. It says, do you eat donor? I've never really had it before, but donor and chicken, shredded meat with veggies and a warm shredded meat mixture with sauce and chopped veggies warmed in a warm pita. I don't think I've had it before. I may have keep up. Um, kebab, kebab. Oh wait, is that? Yes, I've had kebabs. Oh my gosh, I love kebabs. I love kebabs. Kebabs. I'm sorry, my vocab's bad. But it says, "Where are you from?" I said I'm from Maryland. So I'm in the U.S., the United States currently. You know, I'm just living in the East Coast of Maryland. You know, and we're chilling up here. I mean, there's things that go on like a lot of current events, bad things like it says I don't understand. I'll just say I'm I'll write it out for for you. So I'll say I'm from, let's see. I'm from, let's see, United States. The United States. Uh, I'll just say US. Yeah, so I'm from the United States. You're from UK? No, not the UK. The USA. Why? What does that mean? What do you mean by WAV? But yeah, I'm from the United States. Okay, you use. I'm not for sure what you're saying there. I'm not for sure. I'm not sure what you're saying. But I definitely do. I definitely eat kebabs. Those are really good kebabs in your language. Like I love them. I love them. You know, I love kebabs. I think when I would have them, it would probably be like with peppers, chicken, tomatoes. How old am I? I'm 23 years old. I'm a college student. You know, I'm still in college at 23. A lot of people would say that's late, but yeah, I'm 23, doing YouTube, chilling, doing my thing. Uh, yeah, I'm 23 years old. I don't know if you understand, but I'll just say 23 in the chat. But yeah, I'm 23. I don't actually. A lot of people say I don't look 23. That I actually look like I'm 18 or. How old do you think I look? I think I look. I think I look about 19, 20. People say I look 23. Some people say I look 23. Some people say I look like I'm a kid. Like a lot of people would say I look like a kid. Like they would really say that. And I don't know, like maybe I just have a young face or maybe how you know, you said you're 19, I'm 19 years old. Oh, 19. So are you like in school? Are you going to college? I mean, how are you going into a trade? I mean, what do you like decide to do for um like a career, McKean? What is your job? I'm a college student. I'm a full-time college student. I currently don't work at this time. I don't have like a job per se, but my occupation is a college student. So I'm in school right now. I'm majoring in accounting. I think that's going to land me a very, very, very good career, and a career in accounting. And who knows? I might even go for my CPA exam. If you don't know what a CPA is, a CPA is a certified public accountant. So I want to be an accountant. That's what I'm going to school for, to be an accountant. And I'm gonna just see how this works out. What religion do you believe? Uh, I don't really want to say all that. I don't want to disclose my personal life. You know, like I'm not really. That's not a comfortable topic for me. You know, what religion do you? Yeah, like I'm kind of. You know what I mean? I don't really feel like discussing that, but you know, but I mean, I think I'm open for any. I mean, I don't really bash anyone for what they believe, you know. King Simba Dreadhead. Hey, what's up? I haven't seen you in how long has it been since we've seen each other? You cut your locks. Yes, I did. I cut them. Let me see when I cut them. I cut them in October of 2022. Yeah, what's up? It's been a while. Well, it's been about how long has it been? I've been doing good. I'm in college, I'm doing great. I actually feel better without um dreads. I started mine back in January and July last year. Yeah, I mean, dreads was cool when I had them, but then it started getting too long and too heavy. He said, I'm in my master's program as well. Wow. I'm doing my bachelor's program. I'm in college now and I'm going for accounting. So they did look good though. My dreads, yeah, they did. Man, they look so good. Like the color and like the length was like all the way down here to my chest. I was like, whoa. Like I grew them long, so I've had them for about what 5 years. Yeah, yeah, like about 5 years. I've had them, man. Like I had them for a long time since I was in high school. Like I started growing them in like high school. That is. It said it's been a minute. Yeah, for sure. Sinyi Severum. I don't know what that means. Civi Sev. I'm gonna look that up now. I said, I'm so happy for you. What are you taking up? What do you mean? Like, and you mean like my career, or like what am I doing? Or it said Cine. Oh, the career. Oh, so I'm a college student and I'm majoring in accounting. So I'm gonna be an accountant. Maybe I wanna. Um, I'm gonna go for my CPA exam too. So I'm gonna be a certified public accountant. That's gonna be my career that I'm striving for. I'm getting my bachelor's in accounting and be a staff accountant at a company. Like that's it says, I'm studying criminal justice. That's pretty cool. Like what do you want to do like after you like graduate? Like what do you want to be like a detective or it says you can do it for sure. Yeah. It's a journey, you gotta study. And one time I even had to get tutoring. It said I want to start in corrections and then work my way up. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I think criminal justice is a good career. You know, I really do, and especially with like all the crime now. It says I've seen too many cases that go unnoticed, and especially for us men of color. Oh yeah, like especially like black men, like the amount of cases, like the and not even the amount of cases. I mean, not only that, but also I guess like a lot of us are claimed guilty while we're innocent. Like it's so crazy. Like you said, like we they perceive us as like criminals basically, and when actuality a lot of us aren't. You know what I mean? Like now some of us might do some wrong things, but other people, like, we don't do anything. It said innocent and the facts are literally right in their face. But the thing about like it's so the prison system and the whole system as a whole is corrupted though. Like they basically were making money off of prisoners. And I think it's like it's kind of corrupt. You know what I mean? Like it's really corrupt, honestly. How bad they claim they I don't know, they misjudge us. They're very like prejudiced against black people, and they really don't treat us well, especially in America. They treat us horribly in America. I mean, now you got some nice people that treat us well, but you got some other ones. Oh my gosh, they treat black people so terribly. Man, I remember one time I went to Chipotle, and I felt like, I was getting a meal, I was buying a meal, I was getting a chicken bowl and with tomatoes and salsa and all that. And then when I came up to the cashier register, I was getting my food and getting ready to pay. The guy was looking at me like I was stupid. I'm like, man, are you going? He didn't even say if the cash register was ready. I'm like, what? Can you tell me something? Like, you just kind of staring at me like I'm stupid. Like, you know, it says overcrowded prisons are insane too and won't do uh, retribution or rehabilitation for them and not end up in this situation. I agree. Like, a lot of the prisoners are not getting the fair treatment, or, they're not treated well. Like they're not given what they need. They're just people just say, "Oh, he did something wrong. Let's send him to jail," instead of really investigating. Okay, what's really going on with this person? You know what I mean? Like they don't like investigate the cause. They just throw them in jail. It says, "Can you ask where you're from for me?" Literally, can help them but choose not to. Yeah, exactly. Basically, they basically just choose not to help them. They can. They have all the money, and that's so crazy. How does America have all this money and not help these people in jail? Isn't that funny? And really, what else too? America's in debt. So I'm like, okay, like, how are you in debt, bro? And you got all these prisoners, you making all this money from these prisoners. But how are you? Oh my God! How are you not going to help the prisoners? You have enough money to help these people going out to wars and stuff, but you can't even help a prisoner. But they view money. They view prisoners as money. Like that's basically what they're doing. It says, "I want to come to America." McKean says, "I hope you come one day, McKean." Like America's great. I mean, honestly, I have mixed feelings about America. America's like, yes, you do have. I don't even know if you really have. I mean, you do have freedom to say what you want, but you don't. Like, it's kind of iffy in America. Like, it's some places is cool. Like, I do like Miami. I've been to Miami before, but I mean, I don't know. Like, America. I mean, there's some pros and cons to America. Like in terms of like if you want to pay less taxes, like there's certain states where you can go. That's what I like. You can go to like certain states don't have income taxes. So I think that's pretty cool in America, and I think America's just kind of, I think it's a mess right now, but there's some pros to it too. I like that it's a capitalist society, meaning that everyone has a chance to make their own kind of money. Like if a person wants to make six figures, they can. If they would just want to stay under the radar, uh, they can. It says King Simba says, "I'm glad I caught with you." I'm so glad I did too. Like it's just been a minute. It's been, man, it's probably been a few years. Oh my gosh, and I haven't been on Snapchat for a while either. Like it's really been a few years, and life's changed so much, man, since then. I mean, I did so much within, it says the words you say are very confused. My English is not good. I'm sorry if it's confusing for you, but I hope you study the language. I think English is a great language once you learn it. But I mean, I think, once you take the time to learn English, I think you'll be all right. You just gotta put a little more time into it, and just put a little more time into it. Like that's what it takes to, I think, to be successful in any endeavor in life. You need to uh, put time into it. Study. Just like us, King Simba and I going to school, we have to study. Like we have to put time into our craft. In order to get good at anything, like you just need to put in time and hard work and grind. That's what it takes. But I hope you really do learn English, McKean. I mean, it's probably, to be honest, I think it's probably one of the hardest languages in the world. I bet it's pretty hard to learn English, but once you do, you'll be good. You'll be straight. More opportunities for you, not only in Turkey, but also in America. Like, that's pretty cool. My sister, you remind me of my sister because my sister is learning Spanish. She's an English speaker like me. She's a native English speaker, and she's currently learning Spanish. So she's learning another language, and it's pretty hard. I mean, she's getting it, but she still has a lot to learn about it. So I mean, you guys are kind of on the same track right now. I got a message, but you guys are on the same track, and I think you could do it. Like learn the languages and study. Like if you just put in the work and you study, I think you could do it. It's doable for sure. Like learning another language, that's pretty cool. Can you write what you do? Okay, I'll write what I do. I'll type it in the chat. So I'm currently a college student. Uh, I'm writing it in the chat now. Majoring in accounting. So I don't know if you understand that part, but thanks. Yeah, like that's what I meant to. I hope that's easier for you, McKean. But yeah, you know, I it's definitely the language learning. I think it's a great thing to learn for anybody. I think anyone can learn this. But man, I've almost been on this chat for about an hour, and that's a record high. But a few people came in, so it helped it go a little longer. But man, I want to thank everybody that came onto the chat, everybody that message King Simba the Dreadhead. I see that you came in. Man, we knew each other 20 since I was starting college, like 2019. seriously, like we knew each other for a minute, and I'm like, wow, we knew each other for a minute. We really did. Like I just think of all the memories we did, all the man, the conversations and the like. We were pretty tight, but I want to thank you guys so much. I'm going to go now. I'm going to get going, but I want to thank you guys so much for coming on today. If you're new to my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share this video. And yeah, man, today I was just talking about is discipline and is discipline and whatchamacallit and motivation interdependent. So if you guys didn't quite see what I was doing, you guys can check back and see like okay what my perspective was. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope everybody has a great day, y'all. It's Mark the Greatest. Peace.